Hello, Filip.
Hi.
You okay?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay, so hi everybody. I'm going to do a little bit of promotion for Croatia today. So, 8 reasons why it's a good timing to do business in Croatia. So a little bit about our company. I think this is important so you have a bigger picture of what I'm trying to say today. So our company works quite all around the world, let's say Western world. We have clients in Switzerland, in Germany, in UK, in America, Australia, etc. And we are #1 fastest growing software agency in Europe at the moment. The reason why I'm saying this is not to brag here and say that we are the best, but I want to say, okay, I'm going to skip this slide, sorry. The reason why I'm telling you all this because we are traveling all around the world all the time, and we are meeting so many different people and so many different companies. We are working on different projects, so I think that I have a really big sample of different people that I talk to, and I really feel that everything that I'm going to say today is based on some real-life data, which is pretty accurate. It's a big number of people that I talk to. I'm traveling all the time, and I'm talking to a lot of companies. So these are some of our customers. So all this experience that I gathered in the last few years working with these big brands helped me to form a picture of where Croatia is at the moment relative to other countries in Europe. So, first of all, Croatia has astonishing number of really, really good engineers. If you go in the past and you try to see how many inventors we had, you know, the pen, pencil, torpedo, so many inventions from a really small, tiny nation in Europe. And this is really beautiful. I think that there are no so many countries in the world with such a small population, with such a high number of really smart inventions throughout the history. So, if you, for example, look at IT Olympic Games, which is really serious manifestation that is taking place, Croatia is at the moment #1 in the world with number of medals per capita. And this is a huge thing, you know. I think a lot of people would say America or maybe Israel, and Croatia is first. I think that we have phenomenal engineers, and I think some of the things that are happening right now in Croatia, and I'm going to talk about a little bit later, are proof to that. Second thing, extremely important, something that I hear literally every day when I'm talking to my customers. They say, oh, you guys are such a great cultural fit. And that's really, really important. You know, when you are doing business with somebody, they want to feel comfortable with you. They want to understand that you share their values, that you understand the idea, that you can bring meaningful comments. And this is, I think, due to our history, because we were part of Habsburg Empire for centuries. And the result is that today, if you do business, for example, in Switzerland, and we have a lot of customers in Switzerland or in Germany, they will always say, you know, we like to grab a drink with you after work. And that is seriously important thing if you're trying to do something meaningful with a customer, that you understand each other. There are some companies and countries more in the East that are more affordable when it comes to pricing, but at the same time, what I'm hearing all the time, we try to do business with these guys from Ukraine, for example, but it's a different mindset. And we had a lot of issues with communication. We had a lot of issues with understanding the big picture from their end. And at the end, they came back to us. Fortunate for us. Third thing, really important, that I think that people here in Zagreb, in Croatia in general, are not so, maybe they never thought about it, but we are really good in English. We don't have movies, you know, with these strange people talking some other language than English. So we have subtitles. We are a country with a lot of tourists, so we all go to the coast. We have some houses there, you know, family houses, etc. So we have first girlfriends and friends during summer who are from other nations. So I think in general, Croatia is really good when it comes to English. And maybe we will find this normal, but trust me, if you go to some other countries, just surrounding countries, this is not such a standard today. There are a lot of really smart nations, but their English is not on the right level. So, for instance, I can share with you that one organization from Lucerne, I can't remember the name right now, they were trying to measure the proficiency of English language across all countries in the world. And Croatia came out in top 20 countries in the world when it comes to English proficiency, which is great. Top tourist destination. Of course, when you try to do some business with some of your customers, they will never say this is important, because nobody will come to his boss and say, hey, I want to do business with these Croatian guys because I want to travel to Croatia very often. But at the end of the day, we are all human beings. So if you have to choose between working with a Croatian company and going to Zagreb, to Dubrovnik, or maybe they are going to take you to some trips to Plitvice or to Rovinj, it's going to be much, much more attractive versus if you have to go to some other countries who are also maybe close by, but they don't have natural beauties like Croatia. And honestly, this has always been a very strong weapon for our company at Q. When people come to Q, and most of the time actually, these people are for the first time ever in Croatia, we try to make their experience great, you know. We always take them to the Esplanade, we take them to nice restaurants, we take them for nice walks, we organize sometimes Segway drives. If somebody really important, we take him to Plitvice or to see surroundings of Zagreb. And every single time what we are hearing, wow, this is such a nice place. You have clean streets, Zagreb is a very well organized city. No matter what local people will think, it's way more organized and cleaner and civilized than most European cities at the moment. So people see this, and at the end, when they have to make a decision, if they're going to work with you or somebody else, this is going to be sometimes a very important factor. Okay, great connectivity. We are a tourist destination. We have a lot of airports. We have a lot of daily connections. Now, because of Corona, this obviously has changed, but I hope things will go back into normal again. In Zagreb, we recently received this beautiful award for the best airport in Europe, I think, up to 5 million passengers. And connectivity, obviously, today, it's extremely important. For instance, we work a lot in Zurich, and there are, in normal times, I'm not talking about now during Corona, there are 3 daily flights to Zurich. So I can, if something happens, I can jump on the plane, I can go to Zurich, I can come back the same day. It can be ad hoc, decided, you know, on feet, and I can still have dinner with my family at home. And this is beautiful, because some other countries that are maybe more affordable than Croatia, like Ukraine or Belarus, they are not so well connected, and it's a pain in the ass at the end of the day, you know, to make connection. Same time zone, also very important. There are a lot of countries in Europe, as you know, it's a big market, and if you want to do business, for instance, in Europe, it's going to be a big advantage when you say, we guys are in your time zone. This is something that I find also not only practical, but also it's sometimes nice if somebody doesn't know much about Croatia. For example, you do business in Norway, they know a little bit of Croatia, they don't know where you are. Immediately when you say, yeah, guys, you know, we are in the same time zone, they'll say, oh, you know, so you're not so far away. Croatian IT scene. Very interesting, just recently in the last few days, as you all know, there were some really exciting news. Nanobit, phenomenal story. Then we have the story with Infobip. This is the first Croatian unicorn. There are a lot of discussions that Rimac is going to buy Bugatti. So when you have 3 stories like this in just like 7 days, it tells you a lot that Croatian IT scene is very strong. This cannot be a coincidence. One story like that, it's gonna make you wonder, okay, something is happening in this country. 2 stories like that, definitely something is happening, and now we have 3 stories. There are a lot of events. One of the events is, for example, this event where we are today. So I think that in general, this scene in Croatia is quite strong. And the last, but not the least, rates. Rates in Croatia are quite affordable, I would say. I think that we are in this perfect sweet spot. You know, we are not, for instance, in Austria or in Germany, so we're a little bit cheaper. But at the same time, we have this mentality of Germany and Austria, which foreign companies are going to appreciate, so they will pay a little bit more. There is, from the European Commission, a survey that they made. It's a really big one, so a serious one, where Croatia is actually #1 in Europe, in entire Europe, when you compare in ICT sector a labor productivity adjusted for wages. So maybe we are more expensive than some other countries in the neighborhood, but we are more productive. So definitely it's a good sweet spot. So at the end, just to conclude my presentation, I think that people who live in Croatia are always going to be a little bit more pessimistic about our future. They're going to criticize a lot of things. That's normal. The only way to be better is to criticize yourself. We are doing that in Q every day. But I think that after literally thousands of trips that I did to cities like Munich, Amsterdam, London, New York, Zurich, Stockholm, and after visiting, I don't know how many, literally thousands of different companies, I really think that Croatia has a big advantage at the moment. I think we are at the times where we can really do something big as a nation. I think that more and more companies recognize that, and I think that the spirit is right. There are a lot of people in Zurich, for instance, you know, they wake up in the morning, they have 2 million in their bank account just because their parents and grandparents were rich, so there is no this passion about life, about creating something. I think we have that. I see this in Croatia on a much stronger and higher level than, for instance, in Zurich or in Stockholm or in London. So I really have a feeling that the good times are ahead of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Filip.
Thank you.
All good?
Everything is perfect.
Everything is perfect. Yeah, I would say today is such a nice, lovely day, sunny. But although we are here at Mingle Mall, so we are actually under the spotlight right now. But I would say the vibe is good right here. What would you say?
Yeah, the vibe is great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for the lovely presentation. We, of course, are moving on with the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Filip from Q.